Once upon a time, there were three little girls who went to the police academy. And they were assigned very hazardous duties. But I took them away from all that, and now they work for me. My name is Charlie.
Hello.
It's Charlie, Angel. Time to go to work. It's Charlie, Angel. Time to go to work.
Hello?
It's Charlie, Angel. Time to go to work.
Good morning, Woodville. They're inside.
Good. Charlie will be calling any minute now. Will you set up the projection machine, Bosley?
Right. I suppose I'm to be left behind again for the really heavy stuff. Look after the office, answer the mail, pick up the phone when it rings.
Sorry, Bosley.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina, why can't I ever come out ahead of the bank?
I think you have to put in more than you take out.
Ah, is that the trick?
Well, it helps.
Are you trying to get me fat?
No, I'm trying to get you healthy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
You're all looking very chipper.
Thank you.
Ready for the launching pad?
Any idea what this one's all about, Woodville?
Charlie will let you know when he calls.
Why does it always have to be on the phone? Why can't we ever see Charlie?
I believe that was very clearly spelled out when you were hired. Nobody sees Charlie except me. He's a very private person.
I know that, but to work for a man you've never laid eyes on seems so impersonal.
And you, Miss Monroe, would like to make it personal?
Come on, be a pal. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent lying in bed trying to put a face and a body on that voice.
Beats watching the Late Show, I imagine. Make yourselves comfortable.
Don't tell me you're falling for Charlie. A voice on the telephone. Mm-hmm. Don't be silly.
Here we go. All present and accounted for, sir.
Good morning, Angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
Are we ready, Bosley?
Give me just a moment, sir.
This is a tough one, Angels. Doubt if I could do it myself, even if I wanted to. Needs the feminine touch. All right, Woodville.
All set, sir? First slide.
Now, this will be your scene of operations. The Samara Vineyards in the Valley of the Moon. 15,000 acres of the finest wine country in California. It was founded by this man, Vincent Lemaire, who vanished 7 years ago and whose whereabouts are unknown to this day.
Any theories, Charlie?
No evidence of foul play, no ransom demand, no farewell note. Simply disappeared without a trace.
But you think there's more to it?
I'd say our client is convinced that Vincent Lemaire was murdered.
Who's the client, Charlie?
All in good time. Samara is now the responsibility of Rachel Lemaire, Vincent's second wife. But she isn't equipped for the job. Unfortunately, she's become too fond of the stuff they bottle.
How does she manage?
With the help of this man. Bo Creel, first job at Samara, truck driver. Then foreman. Now he has the run of the house.
The whole house?
Every room.
Well, I hate a man without ambition.
Watch out for Bo Creel, Angels. The people who work for him can tell you what he's like. The great white shark.
Charlie, you said Lemaire's second wife.
Very good, Jill. Woodville? The first Mrs. Lemaire, originally from Brighton, England. Little girl is their only child, Janet.
Where are they now?
The mother died a year or two later. Janet passed from one member of the family to another till she was old enough to go out on her own. She's out there now, somewhere in the world. And Saturday, Vincent Lemaire will be declared legally dead. If Janet doesn't show up, all of Samara belongs to Rachel Lemaire. And that's where you come in, Angels. Woodville will brief you. He has every scrap of information you'll need. Make sure you're letter perfect.
Charlie, I was just wondering if I could...
Not just now, Bosley. But don't give up hope.
Oh, no.
And where will you be, Charlie?
Where I always am, with my nose to the grindstone. The waters run deep in this case, Angels, and I'm up to my hips right now.
Here you are, Charlie.
Bless you, my dear.
Help you, mister?
I'd like to see Mrs. Lemaire. Is she in?
Who'd like to see her?
Tell her Janet Lemaire.
Who'd you say?
Janet Lemaire. I used to live here.
You stay right where you are.
Mr. Creel? Talk to you for a minute?
Oh, I was talking to you, please.
In a minute. Now, what is it, Walter?
There's a girl outside. Says she's Janet Lemaire.
What are we going to do?
All right, leave her to me. Bring her in. Now, you gonna be all right? I mean, can you handle it? All right, well, listen, you just be nice to her, and I'll take care of the rest, all right?
Morning.
Hi.
You say you're Janet Lemaire.
Yes. I hope you don't mind. I just wanted to see what it was like, the place where I was born.
Of course I don't mind. Fact is, I've been wondering about you for some time.
I don't suppose you remember me.
Why, yes, you're Bo Creel. You drive one of my father's trucks.
I used to. I run the place now for Mrs. Lemaire.
How nice.
How did you happen to come back just now?
Well, I guess you could call it kind of a crazy impulse. I've been out of touch with everything ever since I left England, rattling around all over the place on my bike. And then all of a sudden it was California, and I thought, home. It's just over that hill. So here I am.
Yeah. Well, I guess you and Mrs. Lemaire will have a lot to talk about in the next few days.
You will stay, won't you?
Thank you. I'll just get my things.
Oh, no, don't bother. I'll have them brought up to you, Miss Lemaire. Why don't you show her upstairs?
Janet? May I call you Janet?
I like that.
I'm Rachel. He must be very hot. Tired. I'll get a shower.
Wow. See those bags? Look in there, see if you can find a passport. Okay. Take your bags up. Get the servants out of the house. Tell them to take a few days off. Let me speak to Mr. Bancroft. Tell him Bo Creel from the Samara Vineyards. Trouble. Janet Lemaire showed up.
Oh, my God. You know what that means.
Well, take it easy. We haven't lost a thing yet. But you better get out of here now.
I'm doing for it.
Now, Henry. Now!
Woodville, are you there?
Yes. How's it going?
Everything's fine. I'm all settled in.
If you need anything, just buzz.
Okay.
How do you know she's the real girl?
Her passport.
Well, you can buy a passport on the black market. For a couple of $100, you can be whoever you want to be.
Well, that's why you're here. You knew the kid from the day she was born. Check her out.
Why would she come back here after all these years?
How do I know? Maybe she didn't buy the fact that her old man just disappeared. Maybe she thought if she came back too soon, same thing could happen to her.
Now, wait a minute, Bo. I don't want to be party to any rough stuff.
What do you think happens if she gets some fancy accountant to go through the books and they find out we've taken over $250,000 off the top? Now, I've never heard you complain about your cut before.
I had business reverses. I went along with you on that, but I have to draw the line somewhere.
You're across the line, Henry. You're an accessory to murder.
I wasn't here that night. Now, I can prove that.
But when you found out, you forgot to tell the sheriff, didn't you? Same thing. Check her out.
Janet, would you mind coming into the living room for a minute?
Of course not.
Do you have everything you need?
Fine, thank you. Rachel, the house looks lovely.
Thank you. Are you on your way out?
Yeah, I thought
Hello,
I'd take
Janet.
it. Why, Mr. Bancroft, what a surprise. How are you?
Just fine.
Good to see you.
Welcome home. Come here, sit down, sit down. Well, well, well.
Do you still have that lovely old office on Warren Street?
Yes? Number 17.
It's good to know some things never change.
Yes, we go back a long way, don't we? You know, I remember the day you turned 6. You rode down to the office just to show me your new chestnut pony. Bunky, I think you called him.
Forgive me, Henry, but it was my 7th birthday. The pony was a gray, and her name was Cindy. Don't you remember?
Yes, you're right about that. I guess I got that all mixed up. But there is one thing I know I'm right about. The milk
You mean the warm milk.
at night.
He's doing better. I had a glass of warm milk every night of my life before I went to sleep. Still do.
Well, I'll see to it you get some tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be nice. And Rachel, don't forget she likes a little cinnamon sprinkled on the top.
No, Mr. Bancroft. Nutmeg. You've been testing me, haven't you? Why?
Yes, we have, and I'm truly sorry to have to put you through that, Janet. Well, we had to make certain that you were, in fact, Janet Lemaire. As Rachel's attorney, I had to protect her against the possibility that some adventuress might show up just about now.
You mean before Saturday?
You know about Saturday?
About my father's will? Yes.
Well, then why pretend you just dropped in out of the blue?
Well, when I met you and you were so kind, I didn't have the heart to tell you. I guess I was hoping I could find the right words, but, well, now that we're all such good friends, it doesn't have to be that different just because Samara's going to belong to me. Rachel, I do hope you'll come and visit whenever you're in the neighborhood. Oh, and Bo, I hope you'll stay on. That is, if you don't mind taking orders from someone you probably still think of as a little girl.
Well, we'll talk about it, Miss Lemaire, after Saturday.
Of course. Well, I'm off. I think I'll just take a spin around the old place. I mean, it's been marvelous seeing you.
And you.
Hey, Mike. You want to drive or what? Get over there. Get in your own corner, pal. You okay?
I think I'm all in one piece.
Back off, Mike. Guess we ran out of road.
My fault. We're sightseeing. Is it all right?
I don't know. Let's check it out.
Here, let me give you a hand.
Yeah, bike seems okay.
You know, I jockey this Bronco halfway around the world, and the first time it throws me is when I come home.
You live around here?
I did when I was a child, in the house on the hill.
You're Janet Lemaire?
Yes.
Well, how are you?
Fine. Thank you. What's the matter?
I thought maybe you'd remember.
Remember?
Now, you know, when you were supposed to be asleep, and you'd climb out the window and down the tree and come down the hill to see me?
Oh, of course. Then you must be...
Aram Collegian.
Aram Collegian.
It's been a long time.
Certainly has.
Hey, you remember that night? Halloween.
Halloween?
The Blood Oath.
How could I forget? Halloween, the Blood Oath.
I never told anybody about that, did you?
Well, of course not. We promised, didn't we?
We did.
And no one ever knew.
Not a soul.
Well, I better be getting back. They're probably worrying about me. I hope we run into each other again sometime.
Say, Janet, you remember that time in the barn down by the river? You fell out of the hayloft. I tried to catch you and broke my collarbone.
I felt so awful about that.
It's all healed now.
That's good. Well, goodbye, Aaron.
Come here, Mike. Come here. Come here, Mike. Come on. You like her, huh? Well, don't let that pretty face fool you. She's a phony. There never was a barn down by the river.
Bo! Do we have to go through with this?
Rachel, I don't intend on turning this place over to anyone.
Won't you taste it?
Not with a nutmeg on top.
Now go on.
Come in.
I brought you milk. I hope it's warm enough.
Kind of you.
Did you think I'd forget?
No, I didn't.
Pleasant dreams.
Rachel. Thank you for everything.
Get everything?
A block of cement, canvas tarp, and some nylon rope.
What about our motorcycle?
That's in the garage. I'll pick it up.
Okay. Wait around back. Won't be long. Little bitty nightgown like that. She'd catch her death in the swamp. Just like her daddy did. We're ready to get rid of him.
Mrs. Lemaire,
Yes?
I have to speak to you. It's urgent.
It's late. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
It will only take a second. I understand there's a young woman in this house who claims to be Janet Lemaire.
Claims to be.
Yes. A gasoline attendant in town told me that she refueled her motorcycle this morning and asked for directions to Samara Vineyard.
Show the man in. How you doing? I'm Bo Creel. I run the place for Mrs. Lemire.
Scott Woodville, I'm an attorney.
About this girl, you saying she's an imposter?
The first order, she's... Well, sorry, I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of the case. Where is she?
Oh, she's not here.
Not here? I don't understand.
No, she says she's going into town.
Any idea where?
No. Just to visit a childhood friend.
Said she wouldn't be back till late.
Well, I suggest that when she does get back, we have the sheriff waiting for her.
Oh, no need for you to stay at Mr. Woodville. We'll call Sheriff Hopkins ourselves.
Oh. Very well. I'm glad we'll be taken care of tonight. It could be very embarrassing if those two women were to meet.
Two women?
Well, yes, the imposter and the real Janet Lemaire. Oh, didn't I mention it? There's good news. Miss Lemaire will be flying in tomorrow morning at 10. There's no need for you to make any fuss. She'll be staying at the hotel.
Hotel?
Why would she be staying there?
I'm sure Miss Lemaire would rather explain that herself. Good night.
Good night. Looks like we just wasted a glass of warm milk.
What are we going to tell the sheriff?
She didn't come back. She lost her nerve. Fell wild to bring in the tarp and a rope.
What about the real Janet Lemaire?
We'll take care of her when the time comes.
I'll take it back.
What happened?
Well, I'll say this. You got some nerve coming back here.
Do you really think I'd fall for that warm milk bit?
Lawyer named Woodville, just dropped by. Said that the real Janet Lemaire would be coming by here tomorrow.
She got away?
Oh, nice try. You know, I'll say this for you. You sure came prepared. But all I got to do is call the sheriff, and he's going to put you away for a nice long stretch.
Fine. That'll give me plenty of time to tell him about the kind of milkshakes you serve around here.
Why did you come back?
Okay, she got away. No one knows what I look like. It'll still work.
What are you after?
Half of whatever there is.
Half the vineyards.
Grapes? Who's talking about grapes?
What else is there?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Find out about what?
I don't have to be a mind reader to know what you two are thinking. You get me to tell you what I know, and then you dump me someplace. Well, I'd advise you not to do that. Anything happens to me, I've got friends out there.
Keep talking.
When we kidnapped Janet Lemaire, that's all it was going to be. I'd sell off everything, and then we'd divvy up the proceeds. We gave her a shot, a truth drug. I asked her the questions, and she filled me in on everything from the time she was a kid. Then suddenly, she started mumbling about some guys who made her a business proposition.
What guys?
I asked her that. She didn't know. What she did say is that the vineyards were worth a fortune. She said they mentioned a figure.
What figure?
20 million.
Here? Boy. Well, don't you understand? You gave her a needle. She's dreaming.
You give somebody a truth drug and they tell you the truth.
Now, what could be on this place worth 20 million bucks?
That's what we're going to find out.
How?
First off, no milkshakes. We keep an eye on her. She's bright, but she doesn't know we know. She'll make a slip. Just one little slip, and that's all we need. And we'll make our move. Do we have a deal?
That, my boy, is no motorcycle.
Make it look good. You have an audience. Jill, you look terrible. See, Bosley never give up. Hope plans do change.
Yes, indeed they do.
How much that jacket set you back?
A button.
How's Kelly?
Last night, they tried to drop her into the swamp, right next to her daddy. Today, they're thick as thieves.
They brought it then?
The whole package. Oh, Sabrina, one thing. It seems there was someone in Janet Lemaire's life when she was a child. I better fill you in about the young man with the pickup truck and the dog called Mike. I'll tell you about it in the car. Bosley, I think perhaps I ought to sign something.
Oh.
I want to know who he is and what he's up to.
It just came in. Yes, sir, the flowers have been taken care of.
May I help you?
Yes, I'm Janet Lemaire.
Oh, yes, Miss Lemaire. We have your reservation. And may I say, welcome home.
Thank you. It is the 4th floor.
Absolutely. Suite 400.
Oh, I'm afraid there's been some mistake. Now, my secretary...
Mr. Woodville, when I phoned you from Mexico City, didn't I tell you that Miss Lemaire wanted the 4th floor?
Isn't that what I requested?
Yes, sir. I can assure you, Miss Lemaire, Suite 400 is on the 4th floor.
Yes, well, you don't seem to understand. I meant the 4th floor.
The entire floor?
Yes. There are 2 of us.
But there are people on the 4th floor.
Very well. If you can't arrange it...
Oh, no. It'll take just a minute to move them.
Well, you're very kind.
Miss Lemaire, don't forget they're expecting you at Samara.
Yes.
They're on their way up.
Our own plane and the whole 4th floor.
All that money and she's back for more.
Money comes to money.
Not if we get there first, Henry. Not if we get there first.
Shall I put these in the bedroom?
Yes, please. It's a nice room, isn't it? It's not bad. It's a little overdone. It's not bad, actually. Kind of early American nothing.
Would you like me to have them send up some coffee?
No, I don't think so. Maybe, a little bit later.
How about a salad? You didn't have anything to eat on the plane.
Well, I suppose it's made me nervous coming home again for the first time.
Oh, Miss Lemaire, what lovely flowers.
I wonder who could have sent them.
There's a card.
Let's see. Difficult to open. Welcome home, Janet. From an old family friend, Henry Bancroft.
Do you remember him?
Yes, of course. He used to come to the house every Sunday. Father used to say, if there's one person in the world you can trust, it's Henry Bancroft.
Miss Lemaire? I'll let you know when the rest of the floor is ready.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
His name's Bosley. He's at that motel on the west end of town.
What's he do?
Says he's a bird watcher.
Bird watcher. She takes a whole floor and he stays at a motel. Why?
It's a cover.
They got company.
I'll get it. Oh, come in. It's Mr. Bosley.
Coming.
Our friend the bird watcher.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Bosley, right on time as usual.
Right on time for what?
It's about the deal. I can just feel it.
Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. Nothing for me. I've got to keep a clear head today. Odd thing, I've never been overly impressed with money. I'm a man of simple habits. My needs are few, but suddenly to be within arm's length of a king's ransom, I only hope that nothing goes wrong.
Don't worry, Mr. Bosley. Nothing will go wrong.
That's very kind of you. Oh, that'll be Los Angeles. Bosley here?
Charlie here. Can you talk?
No problem, sir.
Well, what do you think? Is it A-OK?
The tests are very promising, sir, as I was just indicating to Miss Lemaire.
You mean she's there with you now?
You could say that, sir.
Now listen, Bosley, I want a yes or a no. Just that, you understand? Yes or no. Did she sign?
No.
Bosley, we're talking about millions. Will she?
I'm convinced of it.
Good.
They're really carving her up.
And you'll make your final test. When?
That'll be in the morning, sir.
Oh, one more thing, Bosley. We'll have to move fast. We're done for if that gang from overseas hears about it. We can't outbid them.
Already here, sir. We can roll as soon as you get the equipment here.
You don't have to worry about my end, Bosley. I'm looking at some of the equipment right now. And believe me, it's ready to move.
Well, then you know where to reach me, Miss Lemaire.
Yes, of course. If you'll just leave the papers with my secretary, I'll sign them tonight.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Well, goodbye.
Get going. Don't let him out of your sight. Now, you sure she won't recognize you?
I told you she was drugged the whole time.
All right. You better get on back to the house. Have Rachel fill you in on who you're supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't trust that one.
What makes you think I do, Henry?
You were right, pal. Living wage means one thing up here and something else down the hill. Oh, it was my fault. No harm done. You okay, Mike? Thank you.
Yes.
Stay in there, Mike. Good dog.
Aram? Aren't you Aram? Aram Collegian?
Yeah, that's right.
But you don't remember me. No. And you've probably forgotten all about our blood oath.
Janet Lemaire.
Yes.
This is getting to be some curve.
You know, you really haven't changed a bit.
You have.
Have I?
Well, little girls do grow up, they say. Sometimes into beautiful women.
Thank you. Hey. How's your collarbone?
Which collarbone is that?
Well, don't you remember? The day I fell out of the hayloft in the barn?
The barn.
The barn down by the river.
You know, I'm getting pretty tired of meeting Janet Lemaire's every day. What the devil are you two up to?
Who?
You. And the one yesterday, the one that filled you in.
Filled me in about what?
You can turn it off, honey. There never was a barn down by the river. I made it up.
I see. You gonna give me away?
Give me a reason I shouldn't.
You didn't say anything about yesterday's Janet Lemaire.
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Anything she could do to shake up those two on the hill was okay with me. You know, it's too bad you weren't for real. The girl I used to know had a lot of spunk. She would have changed some things around here. Ever since old man Lemaire disappeared, it's been tough for the people down the hill to get a fair break.
Things are gonna change around here, Aram. Trust me. Please don't give me away.
What's your name?
Sabrina.
Go shake 'em up, Sabrina.
My tree. I used to climb down it when I was supposed to be asleep, and no one ever knew. What can I say? It's home.
That, lawyer feller, Woodville, I guess he told you about the imposter?
Yes. She was working with the two men who drugged me.
Must have been an awful experience.
Well, fortunately, all I remember about it is her voice. That dreadful girl leaning over me, asking question after question after... Well, it doesn't... And, you're Rachel's cousin, Georgette?
From Houston.
Yes. Well, you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Must be nice to be home, safe and sound.
Yes, it is.
And on Saturday, Samara is all yours.
Well, not really, Henry.
What do you mean by that?
Well, on Saturday, Samara may be mine by law, but not by right. After all the love and the care that you've given to Samara all these years, Rachel, I couldn't dream of taking it away from you.
You mean you're letting me keep it?
Quite simply, yes.
That's the most generous thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's very easy to be generous when you're the only niece of a number of rich relatives, all of whom died childless. I've been very lucky. You can work out the details with Mr. Woodville, can't you, Henry?
Yes, of course.
I don't know what to say.
Well, there's just one small thing.
What's that?
I'd been traveling quite a lot. And when I was in Tibet, I met an old man in the lamasery who taught me that the true power of money is in giving and leaving something to show that your life had been useful. Well, wherever I've gone, I've tried to remember what he taught me. I helped to build a church in a tiny Indian pueblo and a home for unwed mothers in Boston. Here at Samara, I would like to leave something in its own beautiful setting that would last forever. A bird sanctuary.
A bird sanctuary?
Yes. I was thinking of the 40 acres down by the south end.
Swamp?
Well, it's of no use to you, Rachel, and the birds would love it. Would you mind terribly?
No, of course not.
Well, I really must be going. It was so nice to see you again, Henry.
You?
I'll show you to the door.
Thank you, Rachel. It was lovely to see you all.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm so happy you agreed with my plan, Rachel.
It was such a small thing to ask.
Yes, well, we'll call it the Vincent Lemaire Sanctuary, after my father. Wherever he may be. You know, it's all just exactly as I remember it. Except, somehow I thought it was larger.
Swamp. It's gotta be it.
Been at it for a couple hours now. Doesn't look like he's after birds.
Not unless they fly underwater.
Where's he going?
Looks like he's heading for the landing. Come on. Morning.
Oh, good morning.
Nice day, huh?
Oh, yes.
This is, private property. What we doing out there?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was, bird watching. Marvelous hobby, our feathered friends. I made a few remarkable discoveries this morning. I saw a speckled robin. Now, that's the first one I've seen this far north in years.
By any chance, did you see a lying swallow?
I don't believe I know the species.
I'm looking at one.
I don't understand.
You're no more bird watcher than I am.
I am a life member of the Audubon Society.
Look, Mr. Bosley, I know all about the phone call for Charlie, the test, the equipment. And I didn't hear anything about no speckled robin.
Please, if Charlie finds out I've blown my cover, I'll lose my job.
What is your job?
I beg of you, don't ask me. You don't know the people you're dealing with. They can topple governments.
And you don't know the people you're dealing with. If you don't talk, the only bird around here is going to be a dead duck. You got 5 seconds, Boswell. Now, what is it out there that's worth millions?
Oil.
Enough to make Texas look like a country gas station.
Are you sure? Maybe we ought to check it out.
We did. We persuaded the bird watcher to give us that L.A. number. You know who Charlie is? XO Oil. And that bunch from overseas? From Iran.
No wonder Miss High and Mighty could afford to be so generous. The problem is, how are we going to get the swamp away from her?
We don't have to.
The land isn't hers. We sold it off to a man named Hawkins. The land was worthless, and Bo wanted a new car.
Can you get it back?
No problem. Hawkins is what you might call a anxious seller. Now hold it. I know we've had our run-ins, but I'm here to straighten all that out. How about it, Hawkins? Hawkins?
He ain't here.
When's he coming back?
Ain't.
Well, can we talk?
Stay where you are.
Hi. I'm Bo Creel.
I know who you are. Mr. Hawkins warned us about you when we bought this place.
You bought it?
Yeah, my grandpa and me. Gave Mr. Hawkins what he paid for it, $20,000. Him and his family went back to Arizona.
Who is it, Jelly Lou?
Calls himself Bo Creel.
What's he want?
Don't know yet.
Well, you see, I'll come here with this very generous business proposition.
I don't trust a man whose teeth don't show when he smiles.
When Hawkins sold you this place, I guess he forgot to mention it was worthless.
Didn't have to. Any fool could see that. It's mostly swamp.
Then why buy it?
Oh, you wouldn't understand. Grandpa had always wanted to find the right piece of swampland where he could live out the rest of his days. Born in the swamp he was, just like me and my ma, in a bayou down by the mouth of the Big Muddy. As far as your eyes could see, it was swampland with tree stumps rotting in the slime. But it weren't ours.
What if you had enough money to buy a bigger and better place?
How much money are you talking about?
How's 25,000 sound?
What's he after, Jelly Lou?
Trying to steal the place away from us and the sound of it.
Oh, you won't let him do that, will you?
Don't worry, Grandpa.
Shoot him, if you have to. He's trespassing.
I can handle him.
Same thing goes for that Arab when he comes back.
Arab?
From Iran.
What do you want?
Same as you, Grandpa's swamp. Had a fellow with him with a whole big bag of money.
How much did he offer?
100,000. Said he'd go higher.
Well, how much higher?
Why do you want it so bad?
Well, you see, we're going to build this bird sanctuary. How does 150,000 sound?
I don't know. I told you Grandpa's swamp folk.
200.
Get rid of him, Jelly Lou.
He's going, Grandpa. Just leave him to me. You know, Grandpa's getting old, and he really ain't dealing with the full deck up there, so, I think I could get him to sell.
For how much?
$250,000.
230,000? 240? $250,000.
Won't my grandpa be happy to see all this money? He's waiting for me outside the sheriff's office.
Indeed.
Oh. I guess I just got no head for business. Thanks. Till... Well, Mr. Creel, you got yourself a bird sanctuary. Bye.
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 Bye. Well, there goes every penny we had in the world.
Think of 100 times that much, Henry.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. We're in business.
Looks like.
It's going to take a lot of equipment. That costs money.
Well, we got the biggest outfit in the Panhandle coming in with us. We're sending men out tomorrow to check it out.
They'll give us manpower, dredging equipment, oil rigs, whatever we need.
Maybe we all ought to get some sleep. We have a big day ahead.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead. We, have some business to take care of.
Good night.
Good night. Do you have to go out there tonight?
You want them to dredge the swamp and find the old man?
What are we going to do about her?
One thing at a time, Henry. One thing at a time.
Woodrow,
Yes, here.
it's tonight.
Good. Meet us at the south end of the swamp.
Right.
Found a nice place on the back of the ridge. Dig him a new grave.
Everything all right? Good. Kelly, over here.
Where's Bosley?
He's on his way back to Los Angeles with the money. We'll each take a section. The minute they show, I'll call the sheriff. He'll have plenty of time to get here before they bring up the evidence.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
Woodville, I think I've got something.
What is it?
3 of them in an outboard.
I'll call the sheriff. Stay where you are.
Don't take any chances.
Okay.
You've been disconnected.
Okay. He's tied to an old plow. Bring him up.
They're pulling something up. They've got it. Woodville, where's the sheriff? Woodville, can you hear me? Woodville? Woodville? Sabrina, Jill, something's gone wrong. We better get out of here.
Right.
I just heard you talking to your friends, Jill and Sabrina. Anybody else out there? Huh? I'd like to meet him. Give me that. Jill and Sabrina? And whoever else is out there, you better stop and listen. I got your friend in a clearing over here near your car. Get over here and join her, or I'll put a bullet through her. You got that? You stay right there.
Fine. He's over there.
Don't move, any of you. Mr. Creel? Can you hear me?
What is it?
Made me a nice little catch right here on shore. One fisherman and 3 pretty fish.
Where are you?
South side.
I will stay there.
You got any ideas? Forget it.
All right. You stay here with the boat. Keep an eye on our friend.
Wilder?
Over here.
Who's the other one?
The lawyer. Back by his car, out cold.
Go get him. Any sign of the bird watcher?
Not a sign.
It was all a con. One great big con.
I guess you know that there was never really any oil.
Yeah,
I guess I know that.
What do we do with him?
Well, we came to dig a grave. May have to make it a whole cemetery.
Anything happens to us, you're out $250,000.
We'll call Bosley in L.A. and he'll bring it all back.
Yeah, that way nobody will get hurt.
Oh, no. No. No, if you were after money, you'd have been long gone. This whole con was set up to make me leave you to what's in that boat. I mean, without old man Lemire's body, you got nothing. Now you got murder one. Only, who you gonna tell about it? Let's go.
Come on, move.
Hit me. Somebody hit me.
Whoa, the boat.
Well, don't just stand there. Leave him with Bancroft. We'll go after him. I'll take the girl in the swamp. One way that way. Here. Watch him.
Stop where you are. Okay, back to the boat.
Creel, it's Sheriff Hopkins. Come on in. It's too late, Creel. Come on in. And remember, you're covered.
Jill, are you all right? I'm fine.
Not that we aren't grateful, Mr. Collegian, but what were you and your friends doing out here?
Trying to slow him down. Sent another friend into town for the sheriff.
But how did you all know we'd be here?
That kind of threw me for a second, too. Got a phone call about an hour ago. Fellow was really worried. He said if anything went wrong, somebody might have to bail you out. You know a guy named Charlie?
Jill! You'll never guess who ordered the sheriff. Charlie. Who else?
And this, Angels, is our client, the real Janet Lemaire.
What about the $250,000, Charlie?
Janet wanted it to be our fee. After all, we proved they killed her father, and we made sure they didn't kill her. Nobody believed her story. I did. Oh, you'll be glad to hear that Janet and Aram recognized each other at once. And the first thing she's going to do is to build a barn down by the river. Well done, Angels.
Thank you, Charlie.
And you, Woodville.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, and you too, Bosley, of course.
Thank you, Charlie.
Well, that's it until next time. Now I'd better get back to the job at hand.
What's that, Charlie?
Same old thing. Burning the midnight oil, bearing down on our next case. And believe me, it's a real scorcher.
Here you are, Charlie.
Bless you, my dear.
Call if you need us, huh?